So a little bit about me, just some background. My name is Jeannie Ballou. I'm 63 years old. In 2021, I was living in the United States and all the craziness was happening. And my husband and I wanted to move out of the country, move abroad. Costa Rica was our choice. So I said, okay, we can do that, but I need to be able to earn an income other than the jobs, careers I've had, which are leadership, punching clocks, I've done it all. I need to be able to earn something. I don't have to earn what I earned at the height of my career, but at 58, I need to earn something to keep us going. Wasn't ready for retirement. So the only thing I could figure to do was work online. That's all I knew what to do. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know how I was going to do it. So like me, I just researched and started figuring things out. I kind of found somebody to help me. It wasn't a popular thing back then though. So I just kind of grinded through it and I started working on a talent marketplace platform and I picked content writing. I didn't know why, just it's what I'd done throughout my career, kind of a thread. Jeannie will write that, Jeannie will do that. Ask Jeannie, she can get it done, that. And I'd also been teaching and coaching and doing all that. So I just picked content writing and started. And I'll be darned, it took off and I did well. And I was like, wow. And, one of the beliefs in our house is if there's one of something, there's more. There's never just one of anything. So when I got the first gig, I'm like, okay, there's got to be more gigs. And I just kind of kept working it and working it and working it. And I started earning income that was like, it was decent. It was like a decent monthly income. So we picked up and moved to Costa Rica. So before becoming a member of AA, I was going along, everything was okay. I was doing my one-to-one coaching. And if there's anybody out there that's done one-to-one coaching, it's a lot, right? It takes a lot of time. There's the hour or however long you spend with somebody. There's all the effort you put in between. And it's lovely and it's fun, but it's a lot. And what I was really struggling with was how do I take this model, which I'm calling it a model now, but I'm not actually sure it was a model. It was a program, it was a process. But how do I take this and make this available to more people? And I just didn't know how to do it. And I looked for a long time. It's like, I need to know how to do this. And what I was struggling with was I couldn't develop it to be bigger. I couldn't get to enough people the way I was doing it. I couldn't reach enough people with that one-to-one. I didn't know how to market it. So I couldn't earn more income. And while it was fine going along, it wasn't enough for me. It wasn't enough for what I wanted. It wasn't enough for my ambition. And I was just getting more and more frustrated by what I couldn't do. And, that's not a fun way to coach. Like when it starts bubbling up. So now I'm not clean and I'm not open and I'm not available. I'm kind of more stressed out about how do I make this bigger? And, that was a thing for me. So I knew I wanted to make a course. The other thing about that too was I'm a really good process person, right? I can make a process, I can lead a process, I can complete a process, but the invention of something, the strategic piece of something is more difficult for me. So I'm an operator. So I knew I needed to find somebody that had the strategy in place. Like they could lead me through how to do it. And I knew I could follow the steps and I could make the process happen, but I didn't have the strategy. And that was a really like, it was almost, I mean, I cried over that going, I know where I want to get to, but I don't know how to get there because I don't know how to do the invention piece. And that's what showed up with me with Sunny is she invented a strategy and a process that I could follow. And that's what I needed. That was the linchpin for me, was I needed somebody to do that. And that's what I was struggling with. Yeah. So the shift that really came up for me was there's a couple things. One is, as I said, I'm 63. So I've been through a lot of programs in my life. I've done a lot of education, teachers, coaches, mentors. I'm committed. That's what I like to do. Um, but what I really learned with Sunny for the first time was nobody else is responsible for the outcome of what I want but me. Like Sunny can give me all you guys can give me, all the processes, all the tools and everything, but it's still not your responsibility. So in everything else I'd always done, it was always that little side piece of, they're going to make it happen for me, right? And um I learned this time that that's not going to happen. So I took this on fully. Like, if this is going to work, it's going to be because I'm 100% sure that it's going to work. Right. So that was a big, big thing for me with you guys. The other thing that really shifted for me was having a process and having a structure in place with really good support. You know, when you're out here by yourself and anybody's listening, if you're out there alone and you don't have the process and you don't have a structure to follow and you don't have a great support team that's cheering you on, right? So, but you might not even know you don't have it until you have it. And then once you have it, there's a big shift in mindset, there's a shift in the mood, there's a shift in the space of possibilities that are available. So that was really big. Magnetic messaging. Great. I mean, oh my goodness gracious, the idea of magnetic messaging and having to provide that to people I don't know. You know, everybody stays where it's warm and it's hot, but boy, going after cold and having that magnetic messaging to help me do that and have people actually interested, huge, huge shift for me. I will never now not do that. My practices are tight every day. Every day I've got magnetic messaging on social media. I never miss, like, constant. Yeah. Oh, that's the last thing, was the consistency. That's the other thing. The consistency was a big shift. So I don't know the combination of where I am in my life and finding you guys and having that structure and process available to me to have this huge shift, this incredible shift, not only in my business and what I can do, but in me, right? But I would say it's really been nothing but a shift for me. And I smile and I don't cry anymore. And that's a big shift. So the shift really outside of my in my life now, outside the business, there's only one word. There's just one word for it, and it is confidence, confidence, confidence. You know, I'm going to be really clear here. I'm 63-year-old woman. Like, was not raised in a time where women were confident, right? Even if I knew I was good at what I was doing, I was always second guessed, always questioned, and let me be real, and gaslit about what I knew, what I didn't know. So there's just this years, 30 plus years of just this slow push about, am I good enough? Am I good enough? Am I good enough? And this has really lifted me into confidence. I mean, everything, I just walk around the planet confident. I'm in Spain now. I'm meeting new people. I'm confident in what I do. When people ask me what I do, I can talk to them about what I do with a confidence about me. And it changes your mood when you're confident. It changes my mood with my husband. It changes my mood with my children. It changes my mood with my friends. It changes everything. So I would say that the biggest change for me outside of work, with me as a human being and a woman in a 63-year-old body, is my confidence level. Well, since I started the program, amazing things have happened. So I signed up, I believe, in January or February of this year. And as of July, I had produced a 78% return on investment. Yeah. Yeah. And I track numbers, like background in sales. So I'm always on top of my numbers. A 78% return on the investment, which is always the game when I go into something, which is where do I produce the ROI? And granted, everything can't happen that fast. There's some things that it just can't because of how the world is set up or whatever. But 78%, and where that came from was my first cohort program that I did. I had 6 people in it, and those 6 people, each one paid $2,500. So you do the math. And that was, what is that, like 5 months? 5 months into the program. And I haven't even gotten to the finish of my program yet to go on to the next thing. So that's, I mean, I don't know what more to say. Oh, I guess I do. Having that part of the program required me to take all of the processes and the program that I already had for that one-to-one and completely revamp it. I mean, I had the basis for everything, but I had to revamp it. So it made me revisit everything, and it made me build it again. It made me build it from scratch, and it made me rethink it. It made me renew it and reknow it. And, I just would never have done that on my own. Those things would never have happened on my own. What would I tell somebody who's looking to be in the program or on the fence about the program, or what would I have told myself? And I think what I'm going to do is really speak to a specific group of people because I really represent a demographic out there. And part of my research and part of what I do is that demographic. So anybody who's out there who's older, 50, 55 plus, that has been what they feel like being put out to pasture because it's what society does to us, or thinks they don't have what it takes to build something new, or has a tremendous amount of wisdom and experience and knowledge in a certain area, but doesn't think they can bring it forth to anybody, or they can't offer it to anybody, or they can't help anybody, or they're too old, or they're done, or whatever all those crazy things are. Not true. Not true. So I started 58, I'm 63, took this on at 63, and here I am doing it. And what I would say is it's up to you to do it. Like nobody's going to make this happen for you, right? There's like not a magic sauce. There's a process to follow. If you follow the process and you do what you need to do and you take responsibility and accountability for turning it out, and you are relentless and resilient in it when it's difficult, and you're consistent in your practices, you can do it. You can absolutely do it. And I know there's people out there that want to build something for people. They want to be of service. They want to take what they've been doing for years and years and years and say, how do I show somebody else how to do it? You can do it. And what I say is just go for it. And I don't mean that lightly. I don't mean that in a flippant way. Go for it and, turn it out for yourself. It's all doable. Yeah, that's what I said.